Okay, this is going to be a review on my dog's bug out bag. We also use this for, not only for bugging out, but for travel. In case they're over visiting grandma or at a friend's house or or whatever. You can see Jay right now is staring me down because we're on like the 10th shoot of this because something keeps happening. The battery dies or the memory card's full or the dog's over here coughing and hacking. It's been it's been a long road trying to get this shot, and she's getting a little impatient with me, aren't you? Yeah, all right. Well, let's try and get through this. Okay. So, ours over there is snoring in the corner, so we'll see if we can get this done without waking her up. All right, so in the front pocket here, we got poo bags. These are just your local grocery store bags. They work just fine, so no need to go out and spend some money on some fancy poo bags. It's poo. Continuing on the poo theme, we have the poo pocket. And in the poo pocket, we have toilet paper, tissue, in case they get poo on themselves or poo on you or poo on something else, you have a way to get off the poo. Okay? Here, we have a couple pairs of gloves in here for first aid or for poo, to keep the poo off of you. But if you can't keep the poo off of you, we have wet ones, so you can wipe the poo off. Alright, now I think we have covered the poo topic quite enough. Alright. We got a pad of Post-it notes and a pen and a marker. In case you gotta leave a note, hey, drop the dog off, or hey, I'll pick the dog up later, or hey, she's in the emergency room again for the third time. So we have that covered. And then speaking of the emergency room, on this card we have their emergency contact information. We have the name, address, and phone number of their vet, and we have the name, address, and phone number of the local emergency room where Jay has been several times. Very active dog, can't tell her no. Also on this card is rabies information. It has their tag numbers and that kind of information. It's also a good idea to have your vet records on a flash drive or copies of it or stuff, so you have records of their shots and vaccinations, their rabies stuff, whatever. So there you go. Okay. In this next pocket here, this is used in conjunction. This is part of their first aid kit, and this is used with the multitude of first aid kits that I have on my channel. We have them everywhere, in the cars, in the bug out bags, and gym bags. Any bag has some kind of first aid kit in it. So for the dogs here, I packed in some sports tape. It's really good tape. It's really sticky tape. It's not as sticky as duct tape, so it works pretty good on their fur. I have a self-sticking Velcro ace bandage, roll of gauze. Gauze pads are on the shopping list. We're out, so we got to put those in here. And then ankle socks. Okay, anybody who has dogs know whenever they get injured and you slap any type of bandage on them, their first instinct is to rip that bandage off, including the stitches that you just paid for. So to find a way to detour them without having to resort in too much tape, because that can get pretty painful taking it off their fur. What I did the last time, they had a little paw injury, a little pad injury. I slapped some gauze pads on there, some gauze roll, and some tape. Then I took their paw and shoved it into the sock, which goes, pretty far up their leg. And then at the top of here, I used sports tape, and got a little bit on their fur and a little bit on the sock. It gives them a little extra cushion on their injury, and it helps to deter them from chewing the bandage that's on underneath off. When you spot them chewing at this, you say, hey, knock it off. They're usually pretty good. They figure it out after a while, and they just give up and leave it alone. Actually, that would be a really good medical thing someone needs to come up with, is like some type of neoprene type of sock, you know, with some Velcro down that you could slap on around your dog to give them some added cushion and protect their bandage from underneath from getting wet or full of mud or whatever. Okay. And a pair of toenail clippers. Okay. So let's move into the inside of the bag. Let's see what we got. Jay just got fed up with me and stormed out of the kitchen. She's not happy with the videos this morning. Okay, this is a stand-in for their dog shampoo bottle. They have one dog shampoo that they both seem to like, and it works well for them. But I will also keep in a backup of Johnson & Johnson's baby shampoo. Works very well. It hasn't caused any dandruff problems, and it's inexpensive compared to dog shampoo. So, but we keep one of each in there. Okay. Then we've got toys. Gotta have toys. Gotta have something to keep them busy, something to entertain themselves, especially when they go travel to visit their little friends. The Border Collie loves the tennis balls, and the other dog loves anything that's annoying, hence the squeaky ball. They both have stuffed animals. Ours over there snoring away on top of her porcupine, so I can't get it right now. She has a little stuffed porcupine that squeaks and makes noises, and Jay has her little teddy bear that she drags around. She's already chewed off one arm, one leg. And, you know, it's really hard to get them away from them when they're attached to them. So they have toys covered. And then we have leashes. This is here's just your standard leash. It's made by, it's an authentic Rogues Gear leash. I got it off Amazon. Very strong, very nice quality. At night it's reflective, the threads, so if you hit it with a flashlight it lights up really well. So this is a really nice quality, and it's a decent size leash. Not quite sure how long it is, but it's decent size. And the Border Collie, being black, she also wears a little light around her neck that you can click on and off, and boy, that thing is really bright too. I'll have to put the name of that in the description. That was another Amazon find, and it's really bright because I cannot find her at night. So that comes in really handy. We also have a retractable leash. People have mixed feelings on these, and I'm not going to get into the whole debate. My dogs have never been injured by this. This is used for a specific use. If we go somewhere like a friend's house and they don't have a fenced-in yard or camping or any of that kind of stuff, this comes in really handy. Take some paracord, run it through the handle, run the paracord between two trees or between the house and a tree or whatever. This is higher up in the air. Bring the leash down to them on the ground, hook them in, and they can run all over the place. And well, when this thing's not sticking like it is now, you know, it retracts back and forth. So it helps to keep them from getting it tangled up around their legs or around the chair in the yard or whatever. These two are not used to being on leashes, so this was like the most way to give them some freedom when we're visiting other people. So that works out really good for them. Okay. Treats. Gotta have treats. And as soon as I say the word treat, here comes Jay. Not yet. They love their treats. They gotta have their treats, or they will throw a temper tantrum if they don't get their treats. No, they're pretty good. So we have some treats for them. And we also have, this is a gallon Ziploc of dog food. And then we have an additional quart size. Actually, I should have 2-gallon Ziplocs in here. But that's what we have for right now. Mostly for when they go spend the night at grandma's house or they go over to their friend's house, you know, overnight. This helps to keep any digestive issues down. They have their own food that they're used to and their own cookies. If it was an emergency type situation, I would definitely try to grab the 40-pound bag of dog food and toss it in my vehicle so that they have plenty of food. Lastly, almost next to last, we have This is also a stand-in. There's a larger bowl. I think it's in my bug out bag. I'm not quite sure where it is. I have to find it. I love these things. These are great collapsible bowls. This functions just the same as the larger one, so we're using this as an example. You can fill this up with dog food, and it has this collar, and it's a drawstring, so you can draw it closed, and it'll close all the way up, seal it down, and it'll hold the dog food in there. And then when you're done, when they've eaten all the dog food, you open this up, move the dog food collar out of the way, and the inside is like a PVC lined, so it doubles as a water bowl, which I thought was really cool, really inventive. We used this one when Jay was a puppy, and it worked out just fine. It works great for hiking too. These are really nice to have with you, and it collapses down really, really small. So does the larger one. They both collapse down really small. I just have to find it because I have no idea where it is right now. And then finally, the last thing in here is water. There's not a lot of water in here, obviously, for 2 dogs. These are 16.9 fluid ounce containers, and there are 6 of them in the bag. This is just to tide us over until we get to our location, whether it's a bug out location that's going to be by a lake, so we'll have access to be able to get them plenty of clean water, or just for, traveling or out camping or hiking or something. Throw the bag in the car and they've got any supplies that they need so they can enjoy it. And Jay just stormed off whining because she's mad. They don't enjoy the time I spend making the videos. They'd rather have me playing with them, so she's a little upset right now. She'll get over it. Alright, so anyways, the doggy bug out bag, travel bag, we use it for a variety of uses. I think we got a lot of stuff covered. We got cookies, and we got food and water. We have a bowl. We got toys. We have medications. They also have additional medications. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, that are not in the bag. R is older and has some arthritis problems, so she has arthritis medication. And they also have heartworm and flea medication, which it's not in the bag because it's got to be split up, so I have some at home and some in their bag, so I need to get that done. It's always a good idea to make sure that you have the dog medication with you in case of an emergency, because you're never going to remember everything in an emergency, never. I mean, that's the whole reason for these bags, is so you don't have to try to remember too much in an emergency, because your mind's going to be just zooming for whatever the emergency is. So it is a good idea to split up their medications between home and their emergency bag, so they have it, so you're not thinking about it later. You can always get it from your vet, but it's just nice to have it on hand. It's a lot cheaper than especially if you need it in an emergency. So I hope you enjoyed the dog's bug out bag, emergency bag, travel bag. Thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying Great Gadgets Gear, and I can't wait to see your dog's bag. Okay, thanks.